Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins is keeping an eye on things. Bobby, we just got the latest track.
Yeah, we did, and it's back up to a Category 5 hurricane. Winds right now 165 miles per hour. It's moving to the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. That's sped up a little bit, but pressure's down, as you can imagine, because it got stronger, 918 millibars, and it's now 480 miles southwest of Florida. So you can see right here, southwest of Tampa. There's Tampa. Look at that eye wall way down there. This thing has a new track as well. Now, let me show you this. This is as we go through the next 24 hours, okay? Tonight, well, overnight, technically in the morning, 2 a.m., 165 mile per hour wind. So it stays strong out there. We're actually getting a little bit bigger wind field. Then by tomorrow afternoon, see, it's down to 150, and that's when some of the drier air starts working on it, some of the wind shear that's up here as well. But that will start to break the storm down a little bit. Now, as that happens, whenever these storms break down, they make landfall type of thing, the wind field just gets bigger. The winds at the center aren't as high, but the overall wind field gets bigger. So this is going to be a wind situation coming through, obviously, the hurricane, but it's going to be a pretty good one. Now, 125 at landfall, close to around 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. So it's late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. And then by 2 in the afternoon, it's a 12-hour shift, right, guys? 12 hours from basically maybe Sarasota, Manatee, all the way over towards Cape Canaveral, and then it moves offshore and it goes further out to sea. That is the 5 p.m. track update, the data update. This is all brand new data for you. Now, having said all that, we were watching the center very, very closely, and we had overlaid the forecast track from the Hurricane Center. Number one, you can see, look at this eye just came back. Did an eye wall replacement cycle, and the eye even got bigger. I mean, you can see how it's been wobbling just a little bit. This is the center line from the Hurricane Center. This line was sitting out here. And we could tell that the center, watch this, was off of that line. So for their 5 o'clock update, they went from here to here. And when they do that, that extends further up the coast, right? So now it's further south. Instead of Anna Maria Island, now it looks more like Sarasota for a landfall. And I'll show you that coming up. Hurricane force winds only go out about 30 miles from the center at this point. All right? 140 miles is the tropical storm force winds, and give you some perspective. You can see where we are up there, so this is still way out there, but this turn is coming up towards the north and the east. So no real big changes for us for the watches and warnings. They have extended some of the tropical storm, and so, well, hurricane warnings got extended down past Fort Pierce, going up a little bit more as well. Tropical storm warnings got extended further to the south, but nothing major changed for us. We're still all under a hurricane warning in the Tampa Bay area. Forecast models. Obviously, there's Tampa. The models are shifting a little bit. This thing's going to wobble. We don't know exactly where it's going to go yet, but we do know it's a trend a little bit more towards the south. As far as when the tropical storm force winds get in here, it looks like it's 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, perhaps. That's 8 p.m. Wednesday for the latest update track here, and that's basically just getting to the coast. So it's going to be late afternoon, early evening tomorrow before the winds really start to pick up. That's the latest forecast. It's a little bit slower. High wind impacts. So coming in somewhere around here, you can see this purple area, around 110 max. I mean, that's gusts. We're not going to have steady winds like that, but that can do a lot of damage. This purple area is probably going to slide a little further to the south as we go through the evening hours if that track forecast down here towards Sarasota is where the center line comes in now. Again, that's going to change, but it's coming across the state, and so it's this swath right in here that's going to have the most wind damage. I got a buddy that works in insurance, and they're thinking minimum $1.5 billion in wind damage claims here, and that's minimum. A more legit number is over $3 billion. So that's just their kind of calculations looking at what could happen with this. Here are some of the numbers. Generally, when you get over to eastern Polk County, we're talking gusts, highest gusts now in the upper 90s. There could be some that will be close to about 110, 111 in the Tampa Bay, Bradenton, Sarasota, Pinellas County areas. Now, this is our forecast model, and this is going to change a little bit. This is Wednesday at 9 p.m. See, the wind's really just starting to pick up there. So that's kind of in agreement with what the Hurricane Center has. And then look at that center coming in right over the Skyway. The Hurricane Center forecast is now, instead of being here, is down right about here. It has shifted off towards the south, and our model will pick up just a little bit. This was right over AMI last time. You can see where I had these arrows curved, and now you can see it's moved down just to the south. We still have a 10 to 15 foot storm surge forecast for Tampa Bay. Now, this 6 to 10 in Fort Myers, if you've got friends or family there, they need to watch this forecast. That might come up a little bit. Certainly in this coastal area of Sarasota, down to Venice, down to Vamo, we're talking 10 to 15 foot. That's probably not going to change. The 10 to 15 foot in Tampa Bay might start to come down. But we can't say it's going to come down because if it wobbles, then it's right back here. The forecast air, this far out, which is about 36 hours from the hurricane center, is about 60 miles. Right? So the center could go anywhere from where they have it right here. It could go 30 miles that way, 30 miles down to the south, okay? So we can't have people thinking, oh, we dodged a bullet at this point. We have not yet. We just don't know. We will know in the next 12, 24 hours or so where a little bit better where it's going to go. So still 10 to 15 foot. The further north you go, obviously less surge. Thank goodness our friends up in the Crystal River really had a bunch to deal with last time. So timing again looks like it's late tomorrow afternoon that we start to get the winds. The worst of this will come through in the dark, guys. Sunset, 8 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock tomorrow evening through about 4 or 5 in the morning on Thursday morning. You guys know the rest. We've been going over it all the last couple days, guys.